In this video, you're going to learn about silent moves, a crucial part of chess which not many people talk about. But luckily for you, this video is going to teach you all about it, so that you can win more games and have loads of fun. Timestamps are down below, let's get straight into it. So first of all, what actually is a silent move? Well, a silent move is a move that you play when you're not giving a check and when you're not capturing any of your opponent's pieces. So essentially, it is a move that you make without doing anything to your opponent. Let me show you an example from one of my very own games. By the way, I have 5 examples lined up plus 1 puzzle at the end so that you guys are going to absolutely nail this. So I was playing with white and I played the move bishop d3 here. My opponent saw that this diagonal could become dangerous for him, so he decided to play the move f5, just like so. Now, at the moment, we can see that this diagonal is totally cut off, and that my knight is also hanging, so surely I'm losing here. Well, what I did was I looked for a quiet move, and it turned out I was winning, because I played the move queen g6, a beautiful, quiet move. And the thing is here, my idea was that after my opponent captured on g5, which by the way was the best move, and I captured back, I now had this open h-file for my rook to become very, very dangerous, with ideas such as rook h7 in the future. My opponent now decided to play the move e4, and in this position, I decided to play the move bishop e2, but technically the move rook h7 was the best move. But even after bishop e2, I was still totally winning, showing you guys how powerful quiet moves can be. My opponent now decided to offer a trade of queens with the move queen e8 just like so, but I played queen h7 check, with the idea after the forced king f7, I now had the beautiful bishop h5 check follow-up, because black can't block because of the pin. So now as soon as the king moved away, I would win the queen, and then just a few moves later, my opponent resigned the game. And that all happened because I found the first move, queen g6 here, a beautiful silent move, just like this. So that shows you how cool silent or quiet moves can be, and how they can lead to such deadly positions in your own games. Now time for example number 2. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, consider subscribing for more content, and also it helps the channel a lot. Back to the video. The second example of a quiet move which we have here is from a rook endgame, where we're playing as black and also we're a pawn down, but because we have this beautiful quiet move, we're actually totally winning. In this position, black can play the quiet move d4, and the reason this is such a beautiful move is because so many people in this position would play a move such as rook e1 check, or maybe try and go for rook e2 to maybe try and cause some havoc on this second rank. But the point is here, we can play a beautiful quiet move, this move d4, and the idea of d4 is to eventually go and promote the pawn into a queen and win the game. And the thing is here, white can try many different things, but even if they play one of the best moves, such as rook a4 check, they actually can't stop us from winning. So we play this move king b5, and now they capture our pawn on a7, and as you guys can see here, because we played the move d4, we can now play the move d3, and our pawn is on its way to promotion. The last thing white can try is play something like rook d7, but the point is we simply cut it off with the move rook d5, and now we are totally winning, and that pawn is on its way to promotion no matter what. And that all happened because we didn't try and go for checks such as rook e1 or rook d2 trying to maybe get onto the second rank, but we instead stuck with the quiet move and played this beautiful d4. The third example of a quiet move which I have for you guys is in this position right here, and the reason I've chosen this position is because to show you guys that quiet moves are always possible even when there are lots of pieces on the board. We're playing as white and black decides to play the move knight d6, offering a trade of knights. And here comes our beautiful quiet move. We play this move knight h4. I'll give you 5 seconds to try and think as to why this might be a very nice move. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was not a planned countdown, but I decided to do it anyway. So if you said that the idea of knight h4 was to go to g6 and get a fork on the queen and the king, very well done, because that is the whole idea of it. Because if you do that, you're very, very close to winning the game. So after knight h4, black decides to play the move king g8, one of the best moves in the position. But after this, we saw that after we played the move knight h4, we could still jump to g6 anyway, because this is also a beautiful knight outpost supported by our h5 pawn, just like this. But not only this, Once the queen has to move out of danger, let's say either to f7 or to d8, well, what's hanging now? Remember, black played this move knight d6 in the first move in this position, knight d6. Well, now, after their queen has to move, this knight is all of a sudden undefended. It was only defended by the queen. So now we're simply able to pick up the knight and we are totally winning. And that is all because we played this lovely quiet move, knight h4, with a threat to go for a fork, just like so. So black had to move their king, we jumped into g6 nonetheless. Black had to move their queen to safety, and after they did so, well, thank you very much for the free knight, we'll go on and we'll win the game. Example number 4 is to show you guys that even if your opponent has a queen and you don't, quiet moves can still win you the game. Let's see if you can spot the quiet move in 5 seconds. If you found the move c5, very nice job. The reason c5 is correct is because it opens up this rank for our rook and therefore this file to attack the king. Now, on the next move, technically this would lead to a forced checkmate because the pawn covers this square and the rook covers this rank. So white needs to stop the checkmate. White has 2 options. First of all, if they play the move queen a5, well, we simply play the move rook a6, we pin the queen to the king and we win the queen on the next move and we win the game. But the other option for white is to play this move b4. Well, we're now going to take advantage of the fact that we played the move c5 as a quiet move, and we can now play this move rook a6, taking advantage of this open a file for our rook to attack. So, white's king is now forced to the b3 square, and here is a very important question. Do we capture with this rook, or do we capture with this rook? If you said capture with this rook, you are wrong, because this actually leads to a draw. So instead we capture with this rook, and after this we either get checkmate or win the queen. For example, if white decides to move their queen out of danger, we simply give checkmate just like so. But if they don't decide to move their queen and instead do something like capturing our pawn, well, we simply have rook a3 anyway, and there we go, the queen is in danger, we capture the queen and we go on and win the game with our free lovely rook. The last example that I have here to show you is to illustrate how quiet moves are very capable of creating very strong checkmating nets. As we can see in this position, we can play this move e3. And the reason e3 is such a strong move is, first of all, it's a quiet move, your opponent might overlook it. And second of all, it is creating a checkmating net. This move, e3, now covers the f4 square, which means that on the next move, in theory, this move rook h5 would be a checkmate in 1. So black has to stop this. And the only way black can do this is by playing the move g3. But even now, it is too late. But here we go. We don't capture on g3, because then black is totally winning. But what we do instead is we play another quiet move. We don't involve in captures or checks. We prefer the quiet option, so we play this move f3. And f3 is a very beautiful move for a similar reason to the move e3. e3 covered f4, and f3 covers g4. And now there is no way in which black can stop us from delivering checkmate on h5. For example, they could play the move g2, attacking our rook, but hey, that's too late, we have the move rook h5. And this is a beautiful example as to how quiet moves can result in very strong checkmating nets, and why you should always look out for quiet moves, because all of a sudden you can win a game in 2 moves if you realize that, look, e3, great, and then f3, and then checkmate on the next move, just like so. So that's a nice example of how quiet moves can result in awesome checkmates. By the way, if you'd like to practice quiet moves puzzles in your own time, here's a very nice way to do it. Go to Lichess, then hover over the puzzles tab right here, press on puzzle themes and scroll down to the advanced section, where here you can see a lot of different types of tactics, and simply click on quiet move and get puzzle solving. Here's a puzzle based on quiet moves. It's white to play, and a little hint, you win a queen in 3 moves time. Feel free to pause now and comment your solution down in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the playlist link on the left of the screen for more videos just like this one, and best of luck in your own games. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.